semicircle before we get into the show. Even if you're only going to be around for one song, it's very helpful if we can establish a shape. Great, thank you. This is called The Happiness Project. As I said, it's a very kind of chilled out song. And please remember, you're listening to essentially acoustic versions of all of our songs here. So, because we don't have the whole band with us. So I hope you'll give us a little bit of leeway with the songs and say to yourself, you know, if it's good on the street with just the two of them, it'll be probably better on the CD with the whole band. And you're right, it is. So thanks again for listening. Of course, get them signed, and I'll tell you more about us after this song. And if you do decide at any stage to take away the albums, in between each song, I'll be letting you know a little bit more about us, about our past, about our future, about some of the things we've done and are doing, and he'll be doing nothing. So he can help you if you want to pop on over to him. This song is called The Happiness Project.
Life's too short.
Thank you very much. Again, we're called Keywest, guys. Thank you so much for stopping to listen to us. So sometimes we like to just play songs to warm up. So we're going to play one of our number one songs now. This is called The Little Things. It's about the little things in life that end up being the most important. And just to tell you a little bit about us while we're about to do this. By the way, if anybody wants the music, just pop on over to Glover. He'll be able to chat to you in between the songs. So his name is Glover, my name is Cav, and we go by those names because we're both Andrew. We've been friends since we were 6 years old. We started playing on this street when we were 14, and then we went over to the US when we were 18. There are 5 people in Key West. We met the first 2 guys in Los Angeles and the final member of the band in Key West in Florida. We then went back to LA and started busking on 3rd Street Promenade. And while there, we ended up working with a lot of different people. One of those people was a guy called Mark Needham. Mark is a legendary producer in the music industry. To give you an idea of some of the albums he produced the Rumours album for Fleetwood Mac. He produced the Wicked Game album for Chris Isaac, the Mr. Brightside album for The Killers, Radioactive for Imagine Dragons. So this guy doesn't just make albums. He makes game-changing albums, and it was an incredible experience to work with him. We signed a deal in 2013, 2012, something like that, and we have had 3 number 1 albums since, 9 top 10 singles. In fact, our debut album was released the same week as Ed Sheeran, and we were able to hold Ed Sheeran off at number 2 for nearly a month before we ran out of stock. Only country in the world he wasn't number 1 on a second album for those first few weeks. Now, he obviously went on to go number 1, and he was number 1 for quite some time afterwards, but we were there for a moment. So we hope you'll have a listen to 1 or 2 songs, and you might say to yourself, because this is the issue we face a lot, I'm giving you a lot of information, and what tends to happen is people go home later on, they think about their day, and they realize that they have never in their entire lives walked down any street anywhere in the world and ever heard somebody say that they had a platinum album, and now they're back busking. And the reason for that is it's terrifying. How do you go from playing big stages like Coachella to playing on the streets again? So for us, we decided enough is enough. It took a long time to get out of all of our different deals, because the thing is, you can't get out of all of them at the same time. You have to wait for one to expire, then the next one to expire, and the next one to expire, and that involves record deals, agency deals, publishing contracts, management contracts, promoter contracts in different countries. So it's very complicated, it takes a long time, and we got fed up because 1 album sale to you on the street is worth 7,500 streams. So that means 60 million streams a year is the same as the wages as 5 Spotify employees. And that might sound okay. You're doing something you love and you're making a wage. In order to get 60 million streams every year, you're probably going to need a record deal. And if you have a record deal, you're going to lose 80% from the top of whatever comes in. So you'd need 1 billion streams before you're doing okay. How you doing? So essentially what we're doing now is we're taking a people-powered approach. We went back to our roots. We're performing around the world on different streets, and we're trying to get people on board what we do. I get 1 chance to win you over, so I'm going to do my best and I'm going to say everything. There you go. I'll do both if you want. It is only 20 for all 3 of the albums if you do want to take them away, and the bag is totally free with the 3 albums. So if you do want to take them away, Glover will be available in between each song and he'll be able to help you out. We are planning on going tour around the world. This is just the beginning of our tour dates. We have 1 show only in Ireland, that's in Dublin this December, and then we're heading over to the UK. There's a lot of UK dates here. For you, will you show the people at home the UK? I don't think they can read them from there. We're live right now on 4 different things because we like to connect with people and communicate with you after we meet you on the street. How you doing? I'll take both, it's fine. So basically, a lot of the times people go home with the CDs and they sort of end up following us, and this way you can, thank you, you can stay in touch with us and kind of watch what we're doing. The downside of this is we get about 600 comments a week from people who did see us on the street, and they went home and they were thinking about what I said, and they decided to look us up to see if everything I said was true. And it is, and you'll find that out. And then you might say, I'll listen to a couple more songs. And then if you do become a fan, which hopefully you would, because you've stopped on the street and you're just listening to 2 people playing a song you never heard. So if you get to hear it a second time or a third time and you're hearing it with the whole production, we think you'll like it even more. And if we make a fan then, you might start listening to more music. You might start watching some of these live performances. And then you might say to yourself one day, I'll probably never come across them on the street again. And you're right, you won't. Because you'd have to be in the same country, the same city, the same street, the same hour, and no rain. That's a lot of things that have to line up for us to meet twice. So generally speaking, we don't ever meet people twice. Sometimes we do, but it takes about 8 years to 9 years. We've had people come up and go, oh my God, I saw you guys like 10 years ago. So have a listen, see what you think, and if you think we're worth taking a risk on, it is only 20 for all 3 of the albums. Remember, you don't need a CD player, this is important. When you get home, behind the CD there is instructions and a password, and that will allow you access where you can download the music to your phone or stream it. It's unlimited, so you can share it with your friends and family, and it will work forever. one purchase, you can share it, you can use it, but it's not on Spotify and it's not anywhere else. And the bag is totally free. That's a great way to have a souvenir. So it's up to you. You can go to Temple Bar and get 2 Guinness in Temple Bar for $17.50. That's a fact. Or you can get 3 albums and a bag off us here today for 20 quid. Thanks so much for your time. Thank you. This is called The Little Things, and it's about everything I just said. It's about reassessing your priorities as you get a little bit older. In our case, we don't care about fame and fortune anymore. We care about doing something we love, being around people we love, maybe saving for a house, maybe having a family, not together, you know, and just kind of go down that road. So if you do like what we're doing, come on over to us after this song. Glover will help you, and we appreciate your time. This one is called The Little Things. And I will always be right here to hold your hand when it's darkest, when you're all alone. I will be that shining light to guide you home. 'Cause it's the little things, I swear, the way you sing when you dry your hair. It's the little things we share. The way you hold my hand after all these years. You make me laugh when I'm close to tears. We stay up late drinking cheap red wine like it's our first date. We'll just talk all night about the little things. When your bones feel weak, I will sing to you until you fall asleep. And when it's colder, when it gets hard to move, I will dance with you right there in the living room. 'Cause it's the little things you do. The way you laugh when I act a fool. It's the little things you do. The way you hold my hand after all these years. You make me laugh when I'm close to tears. We stay up late drinking cheap red wine like it's our first date. We'll just talk all night. I tell you all my fears and you just say, we'll play it all by ear. We'll be okay. We're so much stronger than all of this. We'll build our lives up brick by brick up on the little things. Up on the little things. Up on the little things. Thank you very much. Thank you. Again, if you just arrived along, guys, we're called Keywest. We are just 2 members of a band called Keywest. If anybody wants to take away the music right now or inquire about the music or the bags, please have a chat with Glover. Remember, it is only 20 for all 3 of our albums and the bag is totally free. So as I said, I would tell you a little bit more about us. So we're just 2 members of a 5-piece band called Keywest, and we don't bring the whole band on the street with us because it's too long to move around with the drummer and everything else. You have to play for 1 hour in Dublin, then you got to move somewhere else. So that's too hard to do with the whole band. So we just do it as 2 people. We keep everything plugged in, and that way we can move around and still promote our music. We weren't sure this would work, but it's been a compliment that we can do it as a two-piece, because it means essentially even playing acoustic versions of our songs draws an audience and people get on board, which is great. That hopefully says a lot about the quality of the songwriting. We spend an awful lot of time testing our music on the streets, and as I said before, we've had 3 #1 albums in the official charts, we've had 5 #1 singles, 3 nominations in the Irish Music Awards, our debut album went platinum, and our brand new album is called Anything But Normal. It is called Anything But Normal because we'll take anything but normal. We're fed up with the corporates, we're fed up with dealing with labels, we're fed up dealing with agencies and publishers and everybody else. We've been screwed over for years, we made a ton of money for loads of people that we never met. So we said enough is enough. We are now a people-powered band. It's not a cheap endeavour, there's a lot of risk involved, Jerry Dion. In order for us just to record an album, generally you're talking, if we do it independently, thank you, it costs about 40 or 50,000 to get into the studio, get the right mixers and get the right producers and masters when everything's done, said and done in the end, right? You want to get it to a high standard. From there, we also have our new tour. We've had to rent all the venues ahead of time, which is basically about 25 grand just to rent the venues first off, right? So there's a lot of complications in getting this off the ground. So we decided that the best way for us to do it would be to come back to how we started and start building a stronger foundation. So that's how we do it. We build a stronger foundation on the streets and we go from there. So if you do like what we're doing, in between the songs, as I said, there is an opportunity to take away the music lover. We'll be able to help you out. If you ever end up coming to see us live at any of our tour dates or shows or festivals, there's a 5-piece band. If you go online and start looking us up, you're going to see 5 people. Don't be confused. We just don't bring them with us on the streets anymore because it's just too slow to move everyone around. So again, thanks very much for your time. It is only 20 for all 3 of the albums if you do want to take them away. And again, just to remind you, behind the CD there is a password and some instructions to allow you to download the album from our website to your phone. You can also use that to stream it directly from our website. You can share it with as many people as you want. It's not limited by devices or time, but you cannot get it on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, or anywhere like that. So if you do want to take it away, please pop on over. This next song is called, I don't know, any requests?
Apple Tree Hill. Apple Tree Hill. Apple Tree Hill.
Don't be shy.
Apple Tree Hill.
How's it going? How are you? I just saw you there at the corner of my eye. How are you? No. How you doing? All right.
I want to take Ordinary Superhero. And anything from Joyland.
Let's do Ordinary Superhero. And who asked for that?
Ella.
Ella? Okay, grand. So we're streaming live at the moment on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. That's why we've got 4 phones sitting there with more phones than the call centre, but it's the only way we can. And we like to take requests. That's a great way for us to stay in touch with people after they've seen us on the street. Over the years, we've played all over the world, different streets around the world, and we lost touch with so many people who we engaged with in the past. So this is a great way to keep up with us once you kind of leave here today. So again, if you enjoy it, have a listen, see what you think. This next song is called Ordinary Superhero. I wrote this song about my mother and my aunties, basically. It's about sort of ordinary people dealing with extraordinary things. I've got 2 aunties in particular, they're single mothers, and as I grew older, I realised how difficult that really is. I can barely keep myself alive most of the days, so the fact that they can get up, organise their kids, pay the rent, do all of these different things always amazed me. My mother put up with an awful lot as well in her life, and I'm just like, that's the point, ordinary people dealing with extraordinary things. We actually dedicated this song to all the people who had to go to work in the medical industry at the beginning of COVID, and it raised close to 4 million in conjunction with another charity for different PPE and things like that. So it's called Ordinary Superhero. It's not a song we often do. It's for Ella here, who's after requesting it on our live stream. And if you do want to take away the music, pop on over to Glover in between the songs. So after this song will be a good opportunity. And again, just to remind you, it is only 20 for all 3 of the albums, plus the download codes, plus the bag, which is a great souvenir. That bag says the best buskers in the world are made on Grafton Street, Ireland, with love, Keywest. You're going to be tempted at some stage to get a souvenir in Dublin. It's probably going to say something along the lines of Guinness, Trinity, Dublin, Temple Bar, or Ireland on it. You should know they're all mass produced somewhere in Asia. That's made right here in Poland. So if anybody's interested in picking it up, pop on over. Thanks again for your time. We do appreciate it. Some of you got it, that's okay. Some laughs, that's good. This is called Ordinary Superhero. Appreciate it. And come on over to us after this. Can can I ask you guys to come in a few steps if that's okay? We're not allowed to block as much space as that. We got these red lines here as a guide, so just a little bit closer. You don't have to come all the way in, but a little bit is helpful. Thank you. You lie up in the dead of the night, so fed up, too exhausted, crying. You know dawn is just hours away, and then the fight starts all over again. The bank is on the phone, they're trying to take away the house you made your home, where all your children play. There's no time for love until the bills are paid. You must be strong enough to carry the weight. Oh, I know you're scared, but you act like you're brave. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. Life isn't fair and there's no one to blame. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. All the lies you've been caught in between, all the love that was so bittersweet, all the pain that you needed to feel, well, it made you who you are, made of steel. You lie there all alone, thinking of yesterday. Things you said and done always seem to ricochet. The rising sun brings you a brand new day, a brand new way to show the world you made it. And I know you're scared, but you act like you're brave. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. Life isn't fair and there's no one to blame. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. Well, you're just a superhero. And I know you're scared, you act like you're brave. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. Life isn't fair and there's no one to blame. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. I know you're scared, but you act like you're brave. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. Life isn't fair and there's no one to blame. You're just an everyday, ordinary superhero. You're just a superhero. Everyday superhero. You're just a superhero. An everyday superhero. Thank you very much. Thank you. Again, we're called Keywest, guys. If you have just arrived along, thanks very much for sticking around. We just have a couple of songs left now for the day. If you do like what we're doing, pop on over to Glover. It's all original music. As I said before, we are just two members of a 5-piece band. And as I said before, we get one chance to win you over, one chance to get our music into your lives. And what tends to happen to us is a lot of people, they watch us for a little bit, and then they go home later on and they process the information that I've been saying, and they realize that they've probably never walked down a street in the entire world ever in their entire lives and heard somebody tell them they had a platinum selling album. And then they look us up and they go, I'm going to see if I can verify this stuff. And then you do. And then you listen to a bit more music, and maybe you'll end up watching us on one of these live streams. We get about 600 comments a week on those live streams from people saying, I saw you guys whenever. I didn't get an album. You told me I would regret it. Now I regret it. Where can I get one? So I'm hoping I can just get you to do it now, because I won't get a second chance to do it. You would have to be in the same country as us, same city as us, same street as us, same hour as us, and no rain for us to meet you twice. So I got one chance to win you over. And you've two choices. You can get 3 albums with download cards and a bag for 20 quid, or you can go to Temple Bar and get 2 Guinness for 17.50. It's up to you. That's a fact there if you go to Temple Bar. So don't do that. You're getting this. Go somewhere else. And so again, thanks very much for your time. And this next song, any requests?
The one, is it anywhere?
What's the one that starts with don't?
Don't you dare?
Don't you dare? Really? You want that one? Okay. Interesting. You sure? That's the one? Okay. Haven't heard it. Just want to give it a go. I love it. This is called Don't You Dare. This is it's on our brand new album, Anything But Normal. This album right here. And again, if you do like what we're doing and you want to take away our music, guys, pop on over to us in between the songs. Glover will be able to help you out. He's going to be doing nothing. And like I said before, it is only 20 for all three of the albums, and then the bag is totally free. Behind the CDs, if you don't have a CD player, there's a set of instructions and a password, and that allows you to access the website where you can download the album to your phone or stream it directly from that position as well. You can't get it on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, or any of those things. You can only get it off us, so I hope you might consider taking it away, because we'll never get a second chance to give it to you. We get one chance, and that's it. So I hope you might consider it. We are now completely people-powered. We got rid of our labels, agencies, publishers, and everybody else because they were ripping us off for too long. And now we're reliant on people saying, I like what you do, I'm going to buy your music, I'm going to give you a chance. And hope you will, because we'll never get a second chance to do it. This is called, what? Can I pick one?
Don't You Dare.
Don't You Dare, yes. Okay. This is a rare song. We don't normally do this one on the street, so we'll see how this goes. This is track number 2 on our brand new album. And it's about, I guess it's about the two sides of a breakup and realizing that there's two different perspectives leaving a breakup, but often both people are wrong because both people remember it the wrong way. And that's the idea behind this song. It's called Don't You Dare. And if you don't mind, guys, can I ask you to come in closer to us? If you can come into where the red line is. We're not allowed to block the area. And if you're standing all the way back there, nobody's going to stand in front of you, which makes it very difficult for us to get an audience. So we do need you to come in. It's okay. It's not, the floor's not lava. It'll work. There you go. Come on in. Everyone's like, it's going sideways. And what is with this gap? I could sprint full speed into River Island and make it all the way. I feel like Moses. It's like, what if I do the reverse? Can we just swivel this in? There we go. There, that's a real skill right there. All right. This is called Don't You Dare. Don't you dare say you never even mattered in the first place. Don't you dare start crying when you're lying to my face. Don't you talk about love, you don't even really know the meaning anyway. So don't you dare, oh, don't you dare. Cause I was there for the nights, there for the fights when you never came home. I was there for the blame, there for the shame of a love that went so wrong. And you were always on my mind, always on my mind. So don't you dare, oh, cause I was there. We were good or we were bad, but we were never really built to last. We would cry, we would laugh, but maybe we just moved too fast. Cause all my memories I seem to see through rose-tinted glass. And it makes me sad, it makes me sad. Cause I was there for the fights, there for the nights when you never came home. And I was there for the pain, there for the blame of a love that went so wrong. And you were always on my mind, always on my mind. So don't you dare, oh, cause I was there. Oh, I fell apart, put together my broken heart, and I tried to cope, I tried to cope. We shared the pain, I took my share of the blame, and it's my own, oh, it's mine to own. So don't you dare say it never even mattered in the first place. And don't you dare start crying when you're lying to my face. 'Cause I was there for the fights, there for the nights when you never came home. I was there for the pain, there for the blame of a love that went so wrong. And you were always on my mind, always on my mind. So don't you dare, oh, 'cause I was there. You were always on my mind, always on my mind. Don't you dare, oh, 'cause I was there. Thank you very much, thank you. Alright, again we're called Keywest, guys. Thank you so much for stopping to listen to us. We just have 2 songs left now, I reckon, for the day. This one's called The Little Things. And again, if you do like what we're doing and you'd like to take away our albums, Glover is going to be available in between the songs, and he'll be able to help you out. And again, it is only 20 for all 3 albums, plus the bag is totally free, and that says the best buskers in the world are made on Grafton Street, Ireland. It's a very unique thing to leave Ireland with, because it's not something you just bought in a shop, and it's a great way to remember all the great musicians that have played on these streets over the years. So to tell you a little bit more about us, his name is Glover, my name is Cal. We've been friends since we were 6 years old, and we go by those names because we're both Andrew, so that's our surnames. We started playing on the street when we were about 14. We went over to the US when we were 18, and we started busking in Los Angeles. We met the first 2 guys in LA. There's 5 people in Key West. We met the first 2 guys in LA and the final member of the band in Key West in Florida. We went back to LA, started busking on 3rd Street Promenade, and wound up working with a world-class producer called Mark Needham. Mark is a legendary producer, and he's produced some of the most historical albums ever made. The Mr. Brightside album for The Killers, the Rumours album for Fleetwood Mac, Wicked Game for Chris Isaak, Radioactive for Imagine Dragons. He's worked with Pink, Bruno Mars. His list is very extensive. We had a wonderful experience with Mark. We signed a deal in 2013, and since then we've had 3 #1 albums, 9 top 10 singles, 5 #1 singles, a platinum award, 3 nominations in the Irish Music Awards, and a collection of awards around the world. We decided to walk away from all the various different agencies, labels, and publishers, and everything that screwed us over the years. And it took a long time to leave all those deals, because you can't leave them all at the same time. You have to wait one to expire, and then just wait for the next one to expire, and just don't get involved again. So it took almost a decade to fully get completely free of everything. Now we're completely independent, and instead of being powered by any big giant corporations, we are now completely and entirely people powered. So we rely on people stopping and listening to us. So although what we're going to learn this year is a simple one. We all hate massive corporations and capitalism to a degree, I believe. Most of us do, right? For example, there's 3 Starbucks on this street. It's 50 meters long. There's 3 of them. Top, bottom, and in the middle. Right? That's it. And there'd be more if they could. That's the world that we live in. And we all want to see more individuality and more uniqueness in the world. We're going to have a go at trying to do something different this year and take on the system. And the system's going to do a very good job of stopping us everywhere they can. So we're going to let you know at the end of the year if it works, because the difference is, it's all well and good saying, go and do it on your own and see what happens. We're going to find out this year if people will actually support us when we try and do it on our own. So have a listen and see what you think. If you'd like to be a part of what we're doing, we are trying to offer you as much value as we can. I think you'll agree, getting 3 albums with the download cards and a bag for 20 is pretty good value. You are in a city where it'll cost you €15 for 2 ice cream cookies, $17.50 for 2 Guinness and Temple Bar, or €20 for 2 glasses of wine. So this is the situation that we're in. We're offering you as much as we can. That bag is a great souvenir to remember being here on the street. Grafton Street is the most famous street in the world for street performers, and that bag represents that. It says the best buskers in the world are made on Grafton Street, Ireland, with love, Key West. So if you want to have that, it's totally free with the 3 albums. And one last time, if you don't have a CD player, behind the CD there's a download code with a password that allows you to download it from the website to your phone. You can use it as much as you want, and if you get home and you realize you've got friends who might enjoy the music as well, you can send it to them. But please remember, if you get home and you think about all the things I just said, and you say to yourself, that's kind of cool, I wonder if everything he said is true, and then you go looking us up to try and verify that, you're going to verify it. And then you might say, I might listen to some of their songs, and then you might start to look at some of our live streams, and then you might say, maybe I should have got an album when I was there. Because it took a big decision to walk away from all that. How do you go from playing on the main stage of big festivals like Coachella to playing on the streets? It takes an awful lot out of your head to make that decision. So we've made it. Let you know next year if it was a bad decision or not. But for the time being, if you'd like to support us, maybe take away the albums, because what's the worst that can happen? You have 3 coasters. Right, that's the worst, and a bag to put them in. Right, that's the worst case scenario. Right, but I promise you won't be disappointed. We've never had an individual tell us they were disappointed after they took the albums, but we get 600 comments a week from people who are disappointed by not taking them, because they do look us up and learn more about us later. So, and please get them signed. And that way, if ever I am telling this story and we're saying, yeah, we did it on our own, you'll be able to say, I helped. This is called The Little Things. It's about everything I just said. It's about reevaluating what you care about. And I hope you enjoy it. It's called The Little Things. We're called Keywest. And please remember, we're just two members of a 5-piece band trying to give you a 5-piece experience. We're doing that with his left foot, my right foot, and a shaker. That's not a lot. It misses a lot without the drums, the bass, the lead, the electric guitar, things like that. So I hope you enjoy it. This is called The Little Things. When you're crying, I will understand, and I will always be right here to hold your hand. When it's darkest, when you're all alone, I will be that shining light to guide you home. 'Cause it's the little things, I swear, the way you sing when you dye your hair. It's the little things we share. The way you hold my hand after all these years. You make me laugh when I'm close to tears. We stay up late drinking cheap red wine, like it's our first date. We'll just talk all night about the little things. When you're older, when your bones feel weak, I will sing to you until you fall asleep. And when it's colder, when it gets hard to move, I will dance with you right there in the living room. 'Cause it's the little things you do, the way you laugh when I act a fool. It's the little things you do. The way you hold my hand after all these years. You make me laugh when I'm close to tears. We stay up late drinking cheap red wine, like it's our first date. We'll just talk all night. I tell you all my fears, and you just say, we'll play it all by ear. We'll be okay. We're so much stronger than all of this. We'll build our lives up brick by brick, up on the little things. Up on the little things. Up on the little things. Thank you very much. All right, I reckon we are down to our final song now, I would say. By the way, guys, if anybody wants to take away the music, because this is our final song, I will be talking for a moment, but if anybody wants to grab the albums and the bag, just pop on over and Glover will be able to help you out. Basically, we are just two members, as I said, of a 5-piece band, and just to give the quick summary, we've had 3 #1 albums in the official charts. In fact, our debut album was #1 for almost a month. We released that album the same week that Ed Sheeran released his second album, and we were able to hold him at #2 in Ireland for a month. It was the only country he wasn't #1 for that period of time. And we did so by busking outside music shops, because in 2015 people still use CDs. So So all we had to do was show up with the band outside of the music shop, play the songs, ask people to go in and buy the album so that we could sign them for them, and people did, because that's how people consume music. Now it's mental to be handed a CD. People are like, what are you doing? Give me that piece of paper. The reason we have this is because it's physical. You can take it, we can sign it. It's we've got photographs in here from our whole lives, from when we were kids with friends to all the way to the big stages, which is kind of interesting to see. And basically, if you do want to support us, guys, this is the best way to do so. You're taking away our music. And as I said, if you don't have a CD player, this is important. I know you can't get this anywhere else, right? So you cannot get this on Amazon, Apple, anywhere. We're not putting it on Spotify. The reason for that is one sale to you on the street is worth 7,500 streams. That means you need 60 million streams a year to have the same wages as 5 Spotify employees. And that might sound okay, but if you've got a record label, they're going to take 80% of that. A lot of musicians in the world who are doing literally hundreds of millions of streams are still making minimum wage and less, because they're making loads of money for someone, but it's not for them. You need to be getting towards the billions, and that's the reason why in the music industry there are less artists than there used to be. There's loads on social media. Don't get me wrong, loads of people who seem like they're doing well on social media because they are getting loads of likes, loads of listens. In a lot of cases, they're still not doing it well. Some people are, but that's like catching lightning in a bottle. It's not that common. It's extremely uncommon. There are hundreds of millions. There's 10 million songs or something like that put out onto Spotify every few weeks. 10 million. That's the world. It's crazy. Like, close to 100,000 songs a day goes onto Spotify. Like, it's mental. It's mental to try and get in there. So there's still a lot of control by the major companies because they've got so much money to make sure they take up as much bandwidth as they can. So we decided, where do they not control? Busting. We can build a strong, real foundation on the streets by getting people to buy our music off us. And so we hope you'll say to yourselves, you know what, I've never walked down the street before and heard someone tell me they had a platinum album. I'm going to give these lads a chance. I'm going to take that album home and I'm going to see if I like it. I think you will. You're standing on the street listening to 2 out of 5 people with songs you never heard. I think when you get home and you hear them again, when you hear the whole production, I think you'll be happy with them. And they didn't go #1 for no reason. So we're hoping you'll take a leap of faith, take the albums with you. When you get home, behind the CD, there's instructions and a password. And that gives you the access to the album on our website, where you can download it to your phone as many times as you want. You can download it to as many phones as you want. You can also just stream it. It's a player, so it works like Spotify does, it's just there. And it's all inside. We sell our own tickets on our website. We're just getting rid of everybody and building our own community. So if you'd like to be a part of that, we're asking you to take a leap of faith, pop on over. And then we also added in this souvenir bag that says the best buskers in the world are made on Grafton Street, because it's a fact. This is the most famous street in the world for street performers, and it has produced more successful musicians than any other street in the world by a long way. So that's a good way of sort of paying tribute to all the great musicians who played here in the past, all the great musicians who currently play here, and all the great musicians no doubt who will play here in the future. So this street makes stars, that's a fact. It's lovely. So I hope you might take this away. This is our final song now. Any requests?
This summer. What? Yeah.
This song is called This Is Heartbreak. This was our biggest song on this album right here. This was never intended to be a single release. I wrote this when I was 18, the day after I got dumped. I really didn't want this song to an album. And a few years later, he found a cassette tape and he listened through it. Because we've been friends since we were 6 years old, so we always lived together. We don't live together now, but we did for a long time. And he came across the cassette tape and he said, there's a good song on there that I never heard before. Because most of the time we write songs together, but in this case, I wrote it down. And I said, yeah, I don't want that on the album. There's physical single releases to being on the album on Spotify. I started to count towards the charts, and then this song had 3 million streams in space. So it went straight to #1 the official charts here in Ireland. And it ended up propelling our album to platinum, and now it is a popular song, and I have to sing it all the time. And I will have to relive that moment for the rest of my life. It's called This Is Heartbreak. It's our final song today, guys. It's on this album right here. And if you'd like to be a part of what we're doing, if you'd like to be a part of how we're trying to grow and build, we hope you'll grab our music, because the truth is, like I said, I'll never get a second chance to win you over. And I think we're offering you a lot of value. It is only 20 for all 3 of the albums, plus the download cards, plus the bags, totally free. And that's a lot of value in a city where it will cost you $17.50 for 2 Guinness and Temple Bar. And that's true, $17.50 for 2 Guinness. Alright, Thank you very much. And we're currently live streaming on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We live stream on everything in order to keep connected with the people who we meet on the streets as well. Then a lot of people, they take away the albums, they go home, they maybe start listening to some of the music, and we get some comments and we kind of chat back and forth. So to everybody who's watching on the live streams, hello. Thanks for all the requests today. Remember, we have our tour dates right here. If anybody's interested in coming to see us on any of our tour dates, Keywest Official is where they are listed right now. And you'll be able to get your tickets on there. This song is called This Is Heartbreak. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you later. Today the world doesn't feel quite the same. Today I opened up my eyes, but I didn't wake. Maybe I was dreaming and I never heard you say you don't love me anymore. Me and you are yesterday. Oh no, this must be heartbreak. Oh no, this must be heartbreak. When will I be okay? When will I be myself? When will I move on and fall in love with someone else? I'm hurting over and over again. I can't take it. Someone tell me when my heart will stop breaking. 'Cause I have to sing questions every day. Where did I go wrong? Was there something I could say? And did you ever love me? Or was I just a passing phase? Seems like I was making plans while you made your great escape. Oh no, this must be heartbreak. Oh no, this must be heartbreak. When will I be okay? When will I be myself? When will I move on and fall in love with someone else? I'm hurting over and over again. I can't take it. Someone tell me when my heart will stop breaking. Someone tell me when my heart will stop breaking. This is heartbreak. This is heartbreak. This is heartbreak. Oh, this is heartbreak. This is heartbreak. This is heartbreak. Oh. Today the world doesn't feel quite the same. Today I opened up my eyes, but I didn't wait. Oh, when will I be okay? When will I be myself? When will I move on and fall in love with someone else? I'm hurting over and over again. I can't take it. Someone tell me when my heart will stop breaking. Someone tell me when my heart will stop breaking. Thank you so much. We're called Keywest, guys. Thank you so very much for stopping to listen to us. We're completely finished now for the day. If anybody would like to support us and take away our music, obviously the old-fashioned case is something, but if you want to take away our albums and the bag is totally free, come on over, get them signed. And again, as I said, we'll only get one chance to give them to you. As my father used to say, sometimes it's better to regret something that you did than something that you didn't do. So hopefully you might take away the albums. It is only 20 for all three, and the bag is totally free. We will of course sign them for you, and they come with the download cards. But if you end up going home and looking us up and listening to more music, or hearing us on the radio, or seeing us on TV, or following one of these live streams, and then you decide you wanted to get a signed album, it'll be too late. It was a hard decision for us to walk away from the labels and come back to